Hey guys, and welcome back to ZILT. Today we're gonna talk about the walled city, also known as the Star Forts. I constantly seem to build these towns, but I never really explain what they are. So without further ado, let's dive in. The idea of a walled city originated in France. From the 17th century onwards, it started to appear in the Dutch landscape. And today, they are everywhere. Every single red dot on this map is either a walled city or a fortification. If you roam around Google Maps, you'll find plenty. Some are easy to spot. Some of them are a little bit harder. And honestly, some are just a bit crazy. Most of these cities can be found between the Zuiderzee and the Merwede River. The grey area on the map could be flooded. This way the walled cities would stand out like small islands. This is why these cities needed to be self-sufficient. To give you an example, during the 88 War, the city of Leiden and Woerden were under siege for over a year. A walled city got some key features, so let's look into them. Most notable and most important is the moat. During wartime, the whole area surrounding the moat would also be flooded, increasing the distance between the enemy and the city. On the corners of the city, you found the bastions. This is where the city gets defended. These bastions come in all kinds of forms and shapes, but more on that later. Another feature you come across a lot are these dams. These dams are made to control the water in the moat and the surrounding areas. They also provide a passageway for troops and supplies to get in and out of the city. And if necessary, they can easily be blown up. Further down this city, we'll find the powder room. This building can be filled with explosives and gunpowders. Powder rooms are built away from other buildings, this to prevent it from catching fire. In some cities the powder rooms are built within the bastions. For example, in the city of Brielle, that is where I base my powder room on. As mentioned before, these cities would be self-sufficient. So there would also be farmland within the city walls. And this is a good tip for anyone who wants to build a walled city. Because of these farmlands, there was always space to grow within the city walls. This is why you find a good variety of buildings within the city. Other things you would find are windmills and lots of churches. Especially around Utrecht, the church would help finance the walled city. So let's jump back to the bastions for a second. Why will they build this way? The whole idea has to do with firing lines. With increasing the amount of corners, it also increases your line of sight. This way every bastion can cover another bastion. With an overlapping field of fire, there's no way the enemy can secretly enter your city. In some cities you actually see a double or a triple star fort. This is an increasement of the amount of lines the enemy have to go through to get to the city. The early city walls and bastions would be made of brick. Although heavily reinforced, with the invention of explosive gunpowder, these walls would be useless. This is why in the more modern fortresses there is a large earth wall in front of them. I said modern, but by the 19th century, these fortresses were already obsolete. Some of the supporting fortresses of these cities were still in use until the Second World War. The arrival of military aviation ended the idea of using water as your defense. Today, the two water lines and the Stelling van Amsterdam are a World UNESCO Heritage Site. Star fortresses are a great reminder of Dutch ingenuity and history. Remember that time where I only did cinematics with no music? I did it again, and it was so much fun to do it, but it has been ages since I did it. But I'm gonna incorporate that more in my upcoming videos because it's so much fun adding noises to the city. It feels so much more alive than when you use the default sounds by the game itself. Anyways, guys, I'm back, and it didn't took me like half a year to make a new video. I have some days off work, so I thought it would be fun to make a new episode, and a little bit more quicker than last time. But every time I do it, I forget how much work it is, and I get distracted really easily because, you know, creative minds. Anyways, this week we're gonna build something, some really fun stuff. We're gonna build a more 30s neighborhood. So I destroyed a part of the wall, something, I'm not sure if I mentioned this within the introduction, but Dutch city planners love destroying stuff. I mean, I give you an example. We always refer to the bombing of Rotterdam for the city losing its heart. Well, city planners were all well on their way to try to destroy half the city anyways, because they were trying to get on that whole more modern city American style bandwagon. And you still see that in Rotterdam, right? It has way wider roads than most cities in the Netherlands have, because the idea was it was more of an American-based city. Originally they wanted to do way more highways and the way they did in America, but thank God they didn't. This week I looked a lot at the city of Utrecht and Nijmegen. And especially for Nijmegen, I never knew there was such cool like 30s building style on the outskirts of the city. So that's where most of these buildings are based off. It's a set of 5 assets, and it will come to the workshop in the near future. I say near future, I really have to start uploading quick, because I upload a asset a week to my Patreons, so they have loads of assets to work with, but I always forget to do them on the public workshop. And, well, CS2 is coming really quick. I am a bit worried about CS2 because I won't be able to build any Dutch stuff. I am tempted to build some more North American, but yeah, looking forward to it. Okay, so what's happening on screen right now? I built these 2 building blocks, and I start adding this little shop on the corner, which is also a separate asset. And then I start, well, after I filled up these backyards, because I hate filling up backyards, I mean, we all do, right? I start working on some shops, and I have another asset, which I still didn't upload either, which turned out to fit exactly against the facades of this building, and it turned out so fun. I'm really happy with the result. It's like a small shopping street, and it's very typical. Here's the assets. See, the stores underneath it, they fit perfectly. So I use BO to flatten the middle part, and look at this. This is so fun. Oh, this is perfect. Yeah, I really enjoy how it's turned out. But for now, I'll just leave you guys with some cinematics in the end, because honestly, this episode is already closing into its end, which is crazy. I just want to thank everyone for watching and sticking around once again. And this time I was a bit quicker with uploading. I hope the next episode will be there as soon as this one. We are finishing up a proper city now, so I can really start working on the projects I want to work on, because I needed a base city for it, and I think the base city is done right now. And there are some really cool tricks and some really cool surprises coming up in the future, including probably a different asset, video creator, content creator, which you guys probably all follow as well, so stick around for that. For now, thank you all for watching, like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. This was Jass. Bye.